It's a lot of psychobabble, you know what. Okay, this is again not something that is realistic. Meaning, this is one of those things. Remember how I said we've adopted the worst of the worst? This is what it is. Where on earth have you heard, any Muslim who is committed to his deen or her deen ask something like this? We learned this from, Oprah or whatever else is out there. We learned this nonsense from people who have zero Islamic values. Okay? Yes, love is an emotion. Love brings about commitment. All of those things. Falling out of love, you know that this is code for something else. Be honest with yourself. When they talk about, well, I've fallen out of love with you because, you want to be with somebody else. This is code, is what it is. Let's not go down that rabbit hole. Let's not go down that path. Let's maintain our Islamic principles. If you have now lost feelings for your spouse, for whatever reasons, and there are always reasons. There are always reasons. Look. We get these questions all the time about, how are you going to know that this person is right for you and they're not right for you? We forget about what really counts. We tossed aside the guidance of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. Okay? So religious commitment is not even in the priorities for a great many today. When you're looking for a spouse, religious commitment is somewhere down below. It's more about the attractiveness, it's more about, their personality, blah, blah, blah. And you know how it is. A lot of these things can be faked. Again, I'm not going to give you examples of others. You know me, I met my wife for a total of 45 minutes before I got married. Didn't know her from a bar of soap before that. But you know how that happened? With the grace of Allah Azza wa Jal. There was a sheikh that I asked. He wasn't even, a sheikh on any of these religious topics, so to speak. But he taught me nahu. He taught me Arabic grammar. But he was known, mashallah, Allah hasibu, to be, a God-fearing person. So he used to teach us about Qiyam al-Layl. He used to teach us about making dua to Allah Azza wa Jal for all of these needs that we have, that we want to get married and to find a righteous spouse and so on and so forth. All of these things, why do we forget about those things? Now, throughout the marriage, I mentioned to you earlier, how many of us in our sujood, how many of us at the end of the salah, at the end of the tashahhud before the salam, how many of us on the day of Jumu'ah between Asr and Maghrib, how many of us make dua to keep that mahabbah, to keep that love alive between us and our spouses? And then you want to talk about falling out of love? It is absolutely garbage. It is code for something else, for something that is unsavory. Let me tell you that right now. Okay? If there are changes in our feelings towards the other, there must be reasons. Let's look into those reasons. If they can be resolved, alhamdulillah. If not, guess what? We're not Catholics. Divorce is an option. I'm not promoting divorce, don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying to you is, that type of talk, take that out of your vocabulary. Wallahu a'lam.
This questionnaire, I think it's a sister, by the way, it's written, but it's a little bit lengthy, but it has a good message to it. I think it touches on topics, so I'll mention it. Inshallah, then there's some other questions that are asked that are kind of off topic, but they seem to be beneficial. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Shaykh, I have a daughter who is